Easy guys, Dom here from CDG. So if like me you've been playing Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 and you've been trying to get into the alchemy where you can brew your own potions, very important for certain potions, especially Saviour Schnapps, which is one that you need to save the game, you may have come across some inconsistencies in your brewing and you've been scratching your head wondering why on some days you're brewing, you're getting the good quality levels of brews, and then on others your potions are weak or standard. This happened to me when I first started playing the game, and I managed to get to the bottom of why, and in this video I'm going to be discussing a few of the reasons why this was happening for me, and it may also be happening to you. So going forward, you guys are going to be able to fine-tune your brewing recipes further so you are getting consistently good quality alchemy potions. So as I'm sure you've gathered at this point, pun intended, you can go out into the world and pick your own herbs and weeds, or you can buy them from an apothecary to then use in your brewing at an alchemy station. One thing you'll notice at the apothecary is all the herbs are dried. Now, when I first started playing the game, I'm sure I read somewhere that it makes no difference for your brewing for the herbs to be dried or for them to be fresh when you've picked them. Bear in mind that herbs that you pick, or weeds, or whatever you want to call them that you pick, they will go stale over time and rot, the same as food. They will decay, but by drying them, they will last longer. What we're going to do is we're just going to discuss the differences that I found between using dried herbs and using fresh herbs. And for those of you who just want maybe a quick light bulb moment, yes, there is a difference in quality when brewing using dried herbs opposed to using fresh ones. And I'm going to prove it in this video that's just playing in the background of me crafting some Saviour Schnapps. There are other factors involved as well, such as what alchemy level you're at, what perks you've unlocked, or skills, whatever you want to call them, for alchemy, because some of them will improve the overall quality of your potions. Some of those skills will also change, if you make a minor mistake, how much of a difference that has. Also, however, one thing to really note here, and we're going to talk about that now, is timing. One thing I don't do when I'm brewing is I don't pull the bellows, because the animation of me pulling the bellows actually ruins some of the potions because I'm boiling things for too long. As soon as you see that liquid swirling around, that's boiling. It's not like the first game where you have to see the bubbles. We turn the sand glass. The animation of me reaching out and turning it is also taking time. So timing, as I've said, is very important, and you've got to get your timing down to a T. Taking the cauldron off the flame here after 2 turns of the nettle to add in my belladonna. I want to do all that just before the sand glass has run out of sand, because me reaching and lifting it up is also taking time, and it's still boiling while I'm doing that. You'll notice here, however, though, that I've modified my timings. Reading the instructions and doing it exactly as it says in the book doesn't always work to get the better quality potions. Notice how I'm taking this off for the last turn, just as that sand gets level with the wooden beam in the background of the sand glass. That's how I know that my timing is always going to be the same. But because I have used here dried, I'm going to only get strong Saviour Schnapps. Now, if I hadn't leveled up my skills, that would have actually just been a standard Saviour Schnapps, where before I was getting strong. The difference here, however, as I've mentioned, is using the fresh herbs. Although the nettles I've just picked there are actually almost off, and Henry will mention that at the end. By using the fresh herbs here, I'm going to get Henry's Saviour Schnapps, which is the top level version. So there's 4 different levels of potions. There is weak, there is standard, there is strong, and then there is Henry's. And Henry's is what I want to go for all the time. If I use dried herbs, I won't. The best I'm going to get is strong. It doesn't matter how many times I brew it, I'm going to get exactly the same potion. And from people I've seen talking about this on social media and in comments on videos for brewing in this game, this is where I found that the inconsistency lies. People are saying, oh, well, I was brewing this potion yesterday and I was getting the strong version, and then today I'm not. Well, have you gone to the apothecary and bought dried herbs? Because if you have, then that could be the difference. The thing is, I found though, is I can use one of them dried and one of them fresh, and I will still get the better version. So as long as I think one of the herbs you're using is fresh, you should get the better results, although that is one thing I haven't tested exclusively across all the potions. But for Saviour Schnapps, that was working for me. I was using dried belladonna, and then I was using fresh nettles, and I was then getting the better quality. So that is something I think to bear in mind. So if you want consistency, these are the things I would point out. Get your timings down so they're perfect. Make sure you're using the fresh herbs, and you should then get the best results. So just here I've just used fresh herbs again, and I've got the top level potion, which is the Henry's Saviour Schnapps. Now the thing is about these different levels, when you first start out, you might not really care too much. You just want to save your game, right? So that's fine. What you can do is you can just use a real basic recipe here and just throw in 1 nettle, 1 belladonna, boil it for 1 turn, and you're going to get like just a week Saviour Schnapps. Although by me doing it, I'm going to get a higher level because I've upgraded my alchemy skills. But still, so at the beginning of the game, you can just, you know, get those Saviour Schnapps so you can save the game. However, if like me, once you start getting into the game a little bit, you want those buffs that come with the higher level potions, because when you actually look at the stats of the potions, like Henry's Saviour Schnapps will not only give you a higher level of healing when you drink them, it will also boost some of your stats on things like your strength and your vitality and your agility by 3 for like 8 minutes. And that is actually quite a considerable buff to your stats. And when you're out there in the world and you're fighting some of the more heavily armoured bandits or enemies, trust me, you're going to want to save the game. You might want to pop a quick heal because you don't want to be, you know, drinking marigold concoctions or, you know, sleeping. That just kind of gives you a little bit of an extra boost and could be possibly the difference between you winning a sword fight or losing one within the game. So obviously I have to add in a little disclaimer here. I mean, it could be that all these inconsistencies within the brewing could just be bugs within the game, and they could be patched within a few weeks or months, you know what I mean? So it could just be me overthinking this. It could be just pure speculation, and, you know, it could be that a few moments down the line, it doesn't matter if you're using exclusively dried herbs or fresh herbs, your brews or potions are going to be pretty much consistent. So, you know, there could be that in the future. It could change, but for now I've noticed these are the things that are causing my inconsistencies. I've managed to fix them. I am now getting consistent potions with the methods that I am personally using within the game. Hopefully you've taken a few things here that you can try if you was getting inconsistent potions, and it'd be really nice to hear in the comments below if that is the case, and, you know, what's working for you and what isn't. So that pretty much brings us to the end of the video. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on another video. Thanks for watching.